Why having a cat is very beneficial for older people. The cat is a fabulous animal, and rightly so, especially for our elderly who, often alone, are in vital need of company. With this little feline, the elderly, whether they are losing their independence or not, change radically and positively. Let's discover the main benefits that the cat is capable of generating in seniors. The benefits of cats for the elderly. The cat, an animal with communicative dynamism. Giving meaning to the lives of elderly people suffering from loneliness is undoubtedly one of the first roles that the cat fulfills for our elders. In fact, it is enough for this little ball of fur to burst in on these people for their eyes to come alive and for smiles to light up faces that have long seemed very sad. The cat is an animal whose dynamism is communicative and which helps, by its presence and its many facets, to break the solitude. The cat, an affectionate animal. Older people are easily moved by cats, especially as they are able to give a person a lot of affection. It is a real ball of love that is extremely cuddly and goes from arm to arm when it shares the daily life of the residents of a retirement home or a nursing home. As a result, seniors enjoy pampering their little companion, and the same is true for seniors who still live at home and own a cat. The little feline creates that emotional bond that is so important in a person's life. The cat, an anti-stress companion. It is easy to understand that when you enter the last quarter of your life, moments of stress can legitimately multiply. The death of a spouse, health concerns, difficulties in coping with certain daily activities, loss of autonomy, the separation from children, loneliness, insomnia, lack of energy, awareness of the passage of time, quickly, too quickly, fear of tomorrow. Many elderly people are also faced with a difficult choice: is it time to leave their house or flat where they have all their memories to move into a senior residence, a retirement home, or even an IPAD? This is a destabilizing time of life on many levels, and rightly so. All seniors who own a cat go through this cycle of life better, or at least suffer less from the stress that existential questions and significant events can generate. The simple fact of concentrating one's attention on a living being allows one to take a step back from all the worries and to feel stronger and calmer. It should also be noted that the cat is considered an amazing pet because it is able to lower the stress level of those around it. It promotes relaxation and well-being through its purr, but also simply through its presence. A cat to feel more independent. There's no doubt about it, elderly people are unanimous on one fact: spending time with your cat helps you to remain independent, or even to regain some of your independence. It is important to remember to regularly buy food for your little companion, prepare food for him, ensure that he always has fresh water available, change his litter box and clean it regularly from top to bottom. It is also essential to brush your cat several times a week, to play with it as often as possible, to talk to it, to cuddle it, but also to take care of its health and to accompany it to the vet regularly. And when you adopt a new cat, you should also think about taking out a contract with a pet health insurance company so that you can be reimbursed at least partially for a large part of its veterinary expenses. This requires thought and involves researching and comparing the different plans offered by the many companies. These are fundamental tasks that push older people to invest in themselves and to leave their comfort zone. A cat, benefits on the cognitive level. Cats are particularly suitable for senior citizens who love animals but can no longer look after a dog, which still requires physical activity. It has to be taken out and taken for walks, which not everyone is physically able to do. Cats do not make the same demands. On the other hand, with a cat, it is possible to maintain or create an interaction which has extremely positive effects on elderly people who suffer from more or less significant cognitive problems. Professionals working in IPAD in particular, but also doctors and even carers, have noted that sharing one's life with a cat, or another pet, favors relationships, stimulates intellectual functions, helps to combat memory loss, and is positive for people with language problems. It has also been observed that elderly people who eat poorly or very little, or even have a tendency to anorexia, regain the desire to eat in the presence of an animal. Cats can also have a positive impact on particularly restless seniors. A cat for a sense of responsibility. Having to look after a cat on a daily basis is very important for everyone. Senior citizens like to have this type of little companion, as it encourages them to invest in their pet every day so that it does not feel neglected. The presence of a cat in the life of a senior citizen is very important, and many specialists confirm that it allows them to feel responsible for a living being. In other words, the senior citizen counts for the animal, feels useful and even indispensable. This is a simple way of helping people to hold on to life and make it sweeter. Being responsible for an animal is also essential for a person who tends to withdraw into himself or herself, either because of old age or because he or she suffers from an illness or a handicap, whatever his or her age may be. Almost 25% of seniors aged 80 and over say that they take great pleasure in living with a pet and confirm that their life would not have the same meaning if their little companion were not at their side. The largest number of pet owners are in the 50 to 59 age group, a time of life when you are not quite old, but not young either. The cat fascinates, seduces, soothes, amuses. It is an endearing animal, widely considered to be the ideal companion of the elderly. And then, how proud you are to still feel able to share time and activities with your cat. Seniors can regain a sense of security by discovering that they still have enough physical and/or mental capacity to care for a cat.